Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that's why I'm here, to talk about books. And today we are kicking off the vlogs that I will be starting on this channel. Now, as you guys have probably seen from the title of the video, I am going to be reading my favorite authors' recommended books. I am going to start a reading like series, and this is the first of those. I already know that there are a lot of books that we agree on. So why am I doing this video? I am going to let Anthony Ryan's recommendations talk me into reading some books that I'm afraid to tackle. So for this vlog, I have 5 books here that have been on my TBR. This was actually a personal recommendation from Anthony Ryan when I asked for some horror books that would scare me. He recommended me this one. It is on his list, but these are the books I am going to be tackling for this vlog. One of the main ones that I have been terrified to tackle is The Gunslinger by Stephen King. As you guys have probably noticed, I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen King. I don't like his rambly writing, and I really don't like character-driven books. He's character-driven and he rambles a lot. So I have ADHD. He feeds into my ADHD, so not usually the author for me. But I have actually heard that The Gunslinger is probably going to be a book that I will thoroughly enjoy because I don't like Stephen King's rambling writing and he contains it. This book is short. So, also, I have actually already read about half of it. When I decided to start this vlog, I just went ahead and started reading. I will say the first part of this book, I don't really enjoy that much. But as the story starts to pick up, as you start to figure out some of the things that are going on, it gets really good. And you just kind of have to try and wrap your mind around everything that's happening. Was I not reading this for a vlog, I probably would have DNF'd it, just because I could see the threads of the things I don't like from Stephen King coming into play. But now that I'm about halfway through it, I am actually really enjoying this. So, Floating Dragon by Peter Straub. Now, again, this is the book that Anthony Ryan recommended to me when I asked for horror books that would scare me. So this says, 2 monstrous evils. The quiet suburban town of Hampstead is threatened by 2 horrors. One is natural, the hideous, unstoppable creation of man's power gone mad. The other is not so natural at all, and it makes the first look like child's play. I am always looking for a horror novel that will scare me, and we shall see if this can fit the bill. Second, we have Robin Hobb, Ship of Magic. I was not the biggest fan of Assassin's Apprentice. Everyone has been trying to talk me into reading Live Ship Traders because there are a lot of people who don't like the Farseer trilogy that really love Live Ship. And if you guys don't know, I may have mentioned this before, but the Rain Wilds, I did start that and I did like that, but for some reason I just didn't complete I think it's a quartet for that one. But I enjoyed it. It had a POV of a dragon and I thought it was really cool. I'm very excited to start the Live Ship Traders. I got this copy of Ship of Magic from the buy-sell trade, and I know that everybody who's a Robin Hobb fan is like, can I please have that book? But I really want to invest some time into Robin Hobb outside of the Farseer trilogy. Even though that was a trilogy I had said that I was going to read this year, I might just go ahead and move on to Ship of Magic. Speaks the Nightbird by Robert McCammon. This is a historical fiction that I have had on my TBR for quite some time. I have this and The Queen of Bedlam, and I've had them for a while. Now, these are 2 books in each one. Yes, Judgment of the Witch and Evil Unveiled. I am very excited to read this. Now, these are blurbed by Stephen King, but recommended by Anthony Ryan. So we're kind of looking at 2 different authors, one that I love and one that I love but don't love their writing. So yeah, I'm very interested in this. As you guys know, I love historical fiction, and this kind of just speaks to that dark historical fiction that I really, really enjoy. And last but not least, we have the series I keep putting off for no reason in particular, Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. This is also a bind-up of 2 novels. The Crown Conspiracy being the first, and Avam Partha being the second. This is supposed to have one of the best bromances in fiction. The reason I have put it off is because I have been told the same about The Lies of Locke Lamora, and I didn't get that. And now I have read Project Hail Mary, and that is the best bromance in fiction. I have enjoyed Michael J. Sullivan's writing in the past. I say that. I read Age of Swords, yes, Age of Myth, whichever one is the first one in that series. And while I found the writing to be easy to read, it almost felt young adult, just because the tone would shift in weird ways, and it was very simple writing. So I have put off Michael J. Sullivan a little bit. I will admit to that. But that's what this whole vlog is about, is getting me out of my comfort zone, reading books that I have been afraid to pick up. And we will see how it goes. I will check in as soon as I get further in the Gunslinger, or if I finish it. The book is really, really short. And when I start something else. So I finished the Gunslinger. I landed at a 3-star for the Gunslinger. This, I want to talk a little bit about why I don't like Stephen King, aside from the fact that he rambles, and aside from the fact that I'm just not a huge fan of his writing. I was talking to the people on my Discord and never did come up with an answer for this, but some of the things that Stephen King says comes off creepy, and I don't know why. I don't know why I think that, but I read it and I go, ooh, why did you say it like that? Like, not creepy as in haunting or scary, but just, you're a creep. Why'd you say it that way? I mean no offense to the man himself, that's how it reads sometimes. And so I had a few issues with that in this book. And then I've talked a lot about deliberate description in my videos, and Stephen King is verbose. Makes it really hard for me to enjoy the writing, because I'm like, was that necessary? And I find myself saying that like 50,000 times. Was that necessary? That wasn't necessary. It's something that bugs me about Stephen King, and why I don't tend to pick him up. I loved the middle of this book, and he reined all of those issues that I have with his writing in, and it was so thoroughly enjoyable. The beginning was confusing and just plain flat out ridiculous, and then the ending, he got super wordy again, and I didn't enjoy it. So I liked part of it. And guys, this is the first time I haven't DNF'd a Stephen King. So I'm calling it a win just because I did finish it and I did like it. But I don't see myself continuing with The Dark Tower. He is just not the author for me, and I just need to accept it and move on. Now for the character-driven book that I have picked up, we have Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I'm 118 pages into this. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Part of the reason that I'm enjoying this is because I'm really liking exploring the lore in this book, which I do thoroughly enjoy when authors explore the lore of the world that they've created. I'm not a huge fan of description, but I feel like diving into the past, diving into the lore, the history of the world, those things really keep me going in a character-driven novel. I am enjoying the characters in this as well, so that's a big plus, but there isn't a lot of plot in this book, and I know there is an underlying plot throughout this and the Realm of the Elderlings, but underlying plot does not work for me. We have the same type of things in Ship of Magic that I find appealing about the First Law trilogy. I'm very, very interested to see how I enjoy this moving forward. I am reading it at a fairly slow pace because it's character driven. I'm trying to not hate it. So while I was editing my video, I totally realized that my Ship of Magic update was missing. And so I am going to give you the missing footage because it's gone. I loved Ship of Magic. I thought it was so good. I was not anticipating falling in love with these characters. There were characters that I hated. I really liked the pacing of it, even though it was slow. It's very character driven. It's not my type of thing, but I loved it. I did end up giving it 4 stars. Same with Joe Abercrombie and The Blade itself. I really liked it, but there's not a lot of plot. I still enjoyed it, even though I'm a plot-driven reader. I do plan to continue with the series, and so here's hoping that the rest of the series is as good. I'm very much looking forward to the next book in the Live Ship Traders. Loved Ship of Magic. This one was definitely a win. So I am just about finished with the first book in the bind-up of this series, The Crown Conspiracy, and I'm enjoying it. So the things that I had said previously about this is why I'm not a huge fan of Michael J. Sullivan, they're still prevalent in this series, but I am finding the humor very good. And so the thing that I don't like about Michael J. Sullivan's writing, it's very simple. It's not, there's nothing like flourishy about it or anything like that. We don't delve into the lore. It's just a fun story. I like that, and I don't. As you guys know, my favorite book is Bloodsong, so you guys can see the intricate stories that I do enjoy. I like when things are layered like an onion. Let's just be like Shrek for a minute. And this is very surface level. So while it's fun and engaging and I'm enjoying the ride that we're on, I don't think it's anything great. And I know I'm only 1 book in, so I do think that I will probably just go ahead and continue on to the second book because it's pretty good. But yeah, I do enjoy this. I think the first book I'm probably going to give 4 stars, so nothing wrong with it, right? So that does mean that I will be moving on to Speaks the Nightbird. This is the historical fiction that I was talking about. The first book is Judgment of the Witch, so I'm excited. I really like historical fiction, as you guys have seen, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it. All right, we're back. You guys probably saw some footage of the day that I spent with my husband. I don't know exactly where I inserted it, trying to break up some of the book talk, but we're back with some more updates. So I am about halfway through Speaks the Nightbird. I am thoroughly enjoying this. However, I might have to set it aside because guess what's showing up on my doorstep today? The Pariah. Is it passé? Is it a little bit self-serving to read the Pariah for the sake of this vlog? Do you really know if Mr. Anthony Ryan and my tastes align? I mean, he's my favorite author. Okay, calm down, Trinity, calm down. So, Speaks the Nightbird. This is a Salem era historical fiction. I did know that going into it, and I knew we were going to be dealing with witches, witchcraft, and all of that fun stuff. But let me tell you, it is historically accurate. So a lot of problems of the times are present in this book. So this book is probably not going to be for everyone unless you are interested in the time period that is being discussed. So yes, we do have slaves. Yes, people of color are looked down upon and called certain names, and it is historically accurate. So there is a lot of male gaze happening. There's a lot of women as property happening. But like I said, there's also bestiality. Come across that. But again, historically accurate. It depicts a lot of the problems of the time period that we are discussing. So I do think it is good. I do think it is well written. And I am enjoying it, but I really love stories about Salem and the witch trials. And, you know, I've talked a little bit about it in my favorite sci-fi video, how I have this desire to learn why people believe what they believe. And so stories like this really make me think. Like, oh, we've learned that these people were crazy, and a lot of their thoughts and ideas were based in racism. They were based in prejudice. And so it speaks to that part of my brain that just wants to know, why do people believe what they believe? And I love history. I love historical fiction. So I am really enjoying this, even though a lot of people would deem it problematic. It's historically accurate. So like I said, I don't think it's going to be for everyone, but me personally, I am enjoying it. The only other book that I have left for this vlog is Floating Dragon by Peter Straub. I have been in the mood for some horror, so I am very glad that this is coming up. And I am probably going to download the audio and listen to this because, guys, I'm going to fully admit that I am so eager to read The Pariah. It is my most anticipated book of the year, and I might finish off the blog or this vlog with reading The Pariah. That will make this vlog quite long, but vlogs are supposed to be a little bit more in depth than, you know, a review or, you know, than seeing just my face. But I am very excited for Floating Dragon and the rest of Speaks the Nightbird and The Pariah. I'm so excited for all of these. Hi guys, here we are for another update, and I'm gonna pull a me, let's just say that. So I am a little bit further in Speaks the Nightbird. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I did talk about some of the problematic things that appear in the Speaks the Nightbird, but I really enjoy this. I think I was confused by the back of the book. If you guys can see, it looks like it's broken up into sections. I thought this was 2 books in one, and in reading this, I don't know if it is or not. I'm still not 100% sure because it's not broken up like Theft of Swords is broken up. It is still chapter by chapter, so I'm very confused, but I am enjoying this. Why I say I am pulling a me, I still have Floating Dragon left. I do still plan to read it, but this beauty just showed up, and you guys know I can't resist reading The Pariah. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna read it for this vlog. So it's self-serving, but I am trying to read like my favorite author, Mr. Anthony Ryan, and there it is. So yes, I'm going to finish this vlog by reading The Pariah. Alright guys, here we are for the final book of the vlog, and I finished The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. So there's a few things I want to say about this. I'm going to actually do a full review of The Pariah. It seems fitting to have this be the first review go up on my YouTube channel because it's Anthony Ryan. And I have to say, I really liked this book. Now, I did end up giving it 4 stars, and everyone is like, what? You gave an Anthony Ryan book 4 stars? So I'm going to explain a little bit. I really liked this, and I was so happy to be back with Anthony Ryan's beautiful writing. And, you know, this book is very different from the Draconis Memoria or from Raven Shadow. They are all 3 very different series. And so this book, it's a little on the crass side. It's a little darker than what Anthony Ryan usually writes. And I do like that stuff. I really do. However, for The Pariah, I have always said that Anthony Ryan is really great at doing character and plot in equal measure. This one is a little bit more character driven than what I like. And I'm not saying the characters are bad. I'm just saying it reads a little slower for me, and I wasn't as invested in Alwyn's story as I am in Valen's story or as I am in Clayton's story. So, and Clayton and Lizanne, they're kind of my favorite characters from the Draconis Memoria, but I didn't connect with Alwyn the way that I was expecting to, especially because this is a darker character. I tend to like darker characters, but it kind of, the character aspects overrode the plot of this story, and so I kind of didn't like it as much as the Draconis Memoria or Raven's Shadow. But Valen is probably my favorite character of all time, so there's that too. However, the world building in this is fantastic. The writing is just as brilliant as it is with the rest of his books. And so I'm sticking with this. I'm going to be reading the next book in the series. And I really, really loved some of the relationships that we're developing in this, because we have a very unlikable character as our main character. And so watching him navigate relationships was very interesting. And he is more of a mercenary type character. And so it was interesting to watch all of that play out. And he's also one of those characters that always ends up in a bad situation. Like, doesn't really like get how he ended up in this place, but he's there, and now he has to deal with the fallout of all of it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It just wasn't up to what I expected plot-wise from Anthony Ryan. So that is my only thing that's keeping me from giving it a 5-star, which we all know that I love Bloodsong so much. And so that's the level that I'm expecting from Anthony Ryan. But I do hope that in further books there is more plot than character, and that's my only thing that's holding me back from a 5-star, which I technically could give this a 4.5. I would be fine with a 4.5. I just can't give it that Bloodsong rating. You know what I mean? Gunslinger, 3 stars. Speaks the Nightbird, I gave 5 stars. Ship of Magic, I gave 4 stars. Theft of Swords, I gave the first book, because I did only read the first book, I gave that 4 stars. And, you know, the Pariah's 4 stars. So I think we have a win, like across the board win. I didn't read Floating Dragon, but I do have plans to add that to another vlog. And I'm super pumped for how this turned out. I'm super pumped for the books that I read. I had such a good reading week, well, couple of weeks. And I'm very excited to continue with Ship of Magic, with the Queen of Bedlam, Theft of Swords. I'm very excited to continue with all of these books. So, well, except for I won't be reading The Dark Tower. I don't think that Stephen King is the author for me, but it was a Stephen King that I didn't DNF, so still a win. I'm still counting that as a win. But that is going to be it for this vlog. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!